When I say I'm 98 years old, people usually go silent for a few seconds. They look at me, observe my hands, my face, and then they ask the same question. What's your secret? Some think I have rare genetics. Others imagine I follow some complicated diet. And there's always someone asking what miracle medicine I take. I always laugh, because the truth is, my secret was never in a bottle. My secret is in 6 very simple things. 6 habits I never abandoned. Small things that seem insignificant in daily life. But over decades, they completely changed the direction of the body. And the curious part is, almost everyone already knows these habits. The difference is that very few people keep doing them. The first one is something I've done for more than 70 years. Number 1, walking. I was never an athlete. I never ran marathons. I never did extreme workouts, but I always walked, every single day, rain or sunshine. When I was 20, walking was just part of life. When I was 40, it became a moment of silence. When I reached 60, it became my way of keeping my body working. And today, at 98, walking has become a kind of conversation between me and life. I watch the trees. I listen to the birds. I feel the air. It sounds too simple to matter. But walking does something powerful to the body. It wakes up the heart. It lubricates the joints. And it reminds the brain that the body is still alive. I saw many friends from my generation take the opposite path. First, they stopped walking. Then the pains began. Then they started moving less. And slowly, their bodies began to rust. The human body is like an old machine. If you leave it still for too long, it locks up. But if you move it every day, even slowly, it keeps working. But walking alone doesn't explain my longevity. There's another habit that changed everything. Number 2, going to sleep early. Nowadays, it seems like people are proud of sleeping very little. They stay up late, scrolling through screens, watching things they won't even remember the next day. I always did the opposite. When night comes, I slow down. No arguments, no work, no overstimulating the mind. I let the body do what it has known how to do forever. It's because sleep isn't just sleep. It's when the body enters the repair workshop. It's when the brain cleans out what it doesn't need. It's when the heart slows its rhythm. It's when the cells do maintenance. Think about this. If you sleep badly for one night, you already feel strange the next day. Now imagine doing that for 30 years. Sleeping early never seemed important the next morning. But looking back now, I realize it was like investing in my health every single day. Silently. But there is one habit that saved my joints when I was no longer young. Number 3, exercising in water. I discovered it almost by accident. I was already in my 60s when I began to feel that my body no longer liked impact. Running hurt. Some exercises felt too heavy. That's when a friend invited me to the pool. At first I thought it would be too easy, but I was wrong. Water does something extraordinary. It removes the weight from the body, but keeps the movement. You move without impact. You strengthen muscles without damaging joints. The heart works, but the body feels light. It's as if the water tells your body, you can keep moving, I'll support you. Over the years, this habit kept my mobility when many people my age had already stopped exercising. But there's another habit that may be the hardest for people today. Number 4, avoiding screens. I didn't grow up in a world full of screens, and maybe that was a great advantage. Today I see people spending hours staring at small, glowing rectangles. Without noticing, the body stays still, the eyes get tired, the mind fills with noise, and time disappears. I always had a simple rule. Technology can enter my home, but it cannot control my life. I prefer looking out the window. I prefer walking. I prefer talking. I prefer observing the real world. Because when you live too much inside screens, life outside slowly disappears. But there is another habit that has been with me since my youth, and it may seem small, but it makes a huge difference over the years. Number 5, stretching. Every morning I wake up and do something simple. I stretch my body, slowly, without rushing. Arms, back, legs, nothing complicated. But this small ritual wakes up the body. It's like opening the hinges of an old door. When you stretch, you tell your body, we're still going to use you today. Many people start the day directly in a chair or directly on their phone. I start my day reminding my body that it was made to move. And over the decades, this small habit preserved something very valuable: mobility, freedom of movement. But if you asked me which of these 6 habits is the most powerful, I might choose the last one. Number 6, talking. That may sound strange, but conversations save lives. I saw people my age become more and more alone. Friends pass away. Family becomes busy. And without noticing, silence begins to fill the house. But loneliness is heavy. It weighs on the heart. It weighs on the mind. And it weighs on the body. I always made an effort to talk. With friends, with neighbors, with family, even with strangers. A simple conversation can change an entire day. It activates the brain. It creates laughter. It reminds the heart that connections still exist in the world. And maybe that's what many people forget. Longevity is not only about the body, it's about life, about movement, about rest, about water, about silence, about people. When I look back at these 98 years, I realized something interesting. There was never a magical moment. There was never a hidden secret. Just small choices repeated for decades. Walking, sleeping early, moving the body in water, avoiding living trapped in screens, stretching the body, and talking to people. If you do these 6 things for a week, you may not notice anything. But if you do them for 40 years, your body will notice. And maybe, just maybe, one day someone will look at you and ask the same thing they always ask me. What's your secret? And you'll be able to smile, because you'll know the secret was always simple. Before you go, let me ask you something. Which of these 6 habits do you already practice? And which one do you think your future self would thank you for starting today? Write the number of the habit in the comments. I read more comments than you might imagine. And if this story made you stop and think for a moment, share this video with someone you care about. Sometimes a simple reminder can change the direction of a life. And if you enjoy stories like this, about longevity, simple habits, and the wisdom that only time teaches, subscribe to the channel. Because the truth is, living longer is not about finding a miracle. It's about remembering the simple things and choosing them again tomorrow.